Hello everyone. My name is Elisa. Welcome to my channel. We are going to be doing a poetry TBR video today because April is National Poetry Month. I'm very excited about it. So I'm going to be going over all of the poetry that I already have on my shelves that's unread. So you can see what might be coming up this month to read and in the year ahead. I always do a big poetry haul in the month of April as well. So that will be in my April book haul. It won't be here, but expect more to come there. So we're gonna briefly go over all of these. Here is the stack that we have to go over. I'm gonna try and maybe keep them to like thematic words about the collection, just because there is a number of them, and with a poetry collection, you know, there's not really like a plot to talk about per se. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully you find something that's intriguing to you. And I think maybe a couple of these I have read from before, but not most of them. All right, and we're going in size order. I'm not sure why, but that's just the way I keep them on my bookshelf. So that's what we're gonna do. So the first one might be one that's familiar to you. It was pretty popular at the time, and that is Night Sky with Exit Wounds. This is by Vuong, and this is published by Copper Canyon Press, which I have several of from here. You will see that's the poetry press I get from most often, and that's partially because they're in Washington, where I live. So this one has themes of love, family, violence, the erotic, maleness, and femininity. So that is Night Sky with Exit Wounds. Next up, we have If Men, Then, and this is by Eliza Griswold, and this is published by FSG. And this says it's charting a radical spiritual journey through catastrophe. So I think we're looking at themes of ego and embodiment in this one. So that is If Men, Then. All right, next up, we have a gorgeous cover, and that is Life of the Party. This is by Olivia Gatwood, and this is published by the Dial Press. This one says that it's diving into our society's romanticizing of violence towards women. I'm here for that, so I'm hoping it will be a searing takedown. And yeah, I think this is going to be very feminist in nature. So that is Life of the Party. Next up, we have an author I have read from before, several times actually, I think, and that is Plot. This is by Claudia, Rankine, and this one is published by Grove Atlantic. So I have read Citizen by Claudia Rankine, and I think I've read one other thing as well. I also have Just Us somewhere on my shelves. Claudia Rankine is known for doing sort of like a multimedia, mixed media type of vibe. This says it's an experimental exploration of pregnancy, childbirth, and artistic expression, which I feel like I've been reading a lot of stuff that kind of orbits around those themes lately. So this might be good to add to the collection of voices that I've been reading around that. So that is Plot by Claudia Rankine. Next up, we have maybe the one that I've bought the most recently, and that is Normal Distance. This is by Eliza Gabbert, and this is published by Soft School Press. So this one says that it's talking about thinking and feeling, meaning and experience, trees and the weather, so kind of all across the board, and the boredom and pain of living through time. That really doesn't give you a lot to go on other than it's going to be talking about everything, but I am intrigued at the way that they worded it. So excited to get to this one. This one also has like a lush velvety gel cover, if you know what I'm talking about. So that is Normal Distance. Next one, we have a poet that needs no introduction, and that is Ada Limon, and this is Bright Dead Things. This one is published by Milkweed Editions, and Milkweed Editions notoriously puts a poem or a poem excerpt in the flap instead of talking about the collection as a whole. So I will pull some of the themes from the quotes from other authors in the back, and it says that this one is covering themes of home and belonging. So very much intrigued for this one, can't wait to get to it. So that is Bright Dead Things. Next up, we have another one that might need no introduction if you are in the US, and that is Amanda Gorman's collection that came out a couple years ago. This is called Call Us What We Carry, and this does include her inaugural address poem in it as well, The Hill We Climb, but has a bunch of her other work as well. So I pretty much picked it up at the time to support her, and I loved that poem, so I wanted to see what else they had to offer. This is a thick one. Like normally they aren't this thick. The other ones are very thin. And I think this one says it's covering themes of history, language, and identity, all in an effort to provide hope and healing. So that is Call Us What We Carry. All right, next one we have is Requeening. This is by Amanda Moore, and this is published by Echo. And this one says it's covering the liminal spaces in human relationships and also trying to contemplate the way we hold one another in love and grief. So that one sounds very intriguing as well, and that is Requeening. Next one, and penultimately, we have Field Music. This is by Alexandria Hall and also published by Echo, which of course is an imprint of HarperCollins. I didn't already say that, but it is. Says it's talking about the dichotomies of human language and experience with themes of intimacy and isolation. So that also sounds very intriguing. This is one of the shortest ones that I currently have on my TBR. And last but certainly not least is The Tradition by Jericho Brown. This one, of course, won the Pulitzer Prize the year that it came out. And this is also published by Copper Canyon Press. And I think this is supposed to be a critique of US culture in general and a lot of the dangerous movements that are currently happening. I think this is touching on racism, of mass shootings in America, on violence towards women, and lots of hitting topics. I have read a couple poems from this collection already in other publications, but I'm excited to get to the collection as a whole. So yeah, can't wait to get to this one, and I will probably get to this one pretty soon. But that is The Tradition by Jericho Brown. All right, that was a really quick exploration into the poetry collections that are currently on my TBR, and I'm very excited to read. I hope these brief explanations were able to entice you to try and pick some of these up. If you've already read any of these, please let me know what you thought of them. And if you have any other poetry recommendations that you would like to give to me, please do so. I'm always on the hunt for a good poetry recommendation because it tends to be a little bit harder for me to pick up things that I will like guaranteed enjoy. I know you can never really guarantee you're going to enjoy something, but I have a harder time with poetry than say like novels or nonfiction. So please let me know any poetry collection that you have loved, and I hope you have a great poetry month. So I will see you all in the next one. Bye.